Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
My name is Maureen Lonergan, and I'm the Science Department Chair at St. Ignatius College Prep. The Science Department at St. Ignatius is a group of 17 science teachers who teach a range of subjects from physics to biology. What we offer for our students is hands-on learning. So instead of having a model of education where we tell them the world works like this, do this lab and see it, we have them run an experiment and figure out how the world must work that explains what they saw. In addition to your experiences in the classroom, students here have the incredible opportunity to be a part of extracurriculars that are science-based. We have a really popular Girls in STEM organization, GSTEM. They bring speakers here and they hear about women doing great things in science. We also have a robotics program. We also have a science Olympiad team, a medical club, an outdoor ecology club. So your students can be involved in science, not just in our classrooms, but they can be led and brought out into our city and country with these great educators. Out of all the science teachers, we have a range of backgrounds and professional experiences represented. We have people who have PhDs in physics. We have people who have degrees in research biology, environmental science, chemistry. So we have a range of experience and knowledge. And when we all come together, we are all united by this passion to make science education engaging and high quality for our students.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Welcome to Wintrust Field, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium, home of the Midwest Suburban League. First game at Schaumburg Boomer Stadium this year, we're going to have the Devils versus the Blazers. We're just getting warmed up. The Devils have just taken the field. They're going to be the home team for this first game of the season here at Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field. Daryl Rivera is going to be on the mound for the Devils. Short barrel-chested right-hander. Looks like Blake Eisenberg is going to be catching. Blake, a longtime member of the Chicago Devils. I actually played with Blake way back in the day.
One of the things I noticed when I walked in this evening was the wind's blowing out. Field's a rather larger field, but with the wind blowing out, balls will have a tendency to carry even though it's a bit colder tonight.
Around the infield, we have Noah Lieberman playing third base. Shortstop, Clint Rhodes. Second base, Kyle Bumpus. First base, Brian Morrell. Left field, Robert Rashid. Looks like center field is Blake Dudek. And in right field, Jake Klozowski. As far as the Blazers go, no, I can't read his writing at all. Does he have a roster?
He did not give us a roster here tonight.
Okay.
Well, we'll look that up and get that to you at some point during the broadcast tonight.
Griffin Hammer, that may be what that says, playing shortstop leading off. Carlos Aguayo playing third base. Joe Kennedy playing center field. Anthony, it starts with an M. I can't tell what that says at all. Is going to be playing first base. Steve Kenson? Steve Kennedy playing left field. Ethan, I have no idea what that is.
So
we're just about ready to start. Griffin Hammer, we're going to go with that as of right now. Left-handed batter. Dale Rivera is going to be on the mound. Wayne Williams behind the plate. We got Art Sanchez doing the bases. And we're just about to get underway.
First pitch, 7:32.
The wind and the delivery. Low for ball one. The wind and the pitch. In there for a strike. Evens count, 1-1. Down and in, ball two. 2 balls and 1 strike. Rivera winds in the pitch. Fouled right at the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rivera, the wind. Foul left side, out of play. The Devils have played 1 game. The Blazers is their first game of the year. Rivera shaking off the signs. He's got the one he wants, the wind, the pitch. Ground ball right side, up with it, over to first. Quickly, 1 away.
Nice footwork by the second baseman on that play. Clint Rhodes.
Now Kyle Bumpus is playing second.
That's correct.
Who do we have up at the plate?
We have Carlos Aguano.
Carlos Aguayo. Wind in the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Ball 1. Carlos has been around the league for quite a while. He's played on quite a few teams. He started playing when he was 18 years old. That's long enough to have been playing when I was still playing. Rivera, the wind and the pitch. Lined into right center. That's in the gap. Carlos turning hard off of first, going to second. He's in there easily. Takes a turn, goes to third. He's going to be in there with a standing triple. First hit of the game. Line drive into right center field. Carlos goes all the way to third base. One out and a runner at third.
Nice solid hit. Kept his head down, drove it into the gap, and ran hard the entire time.
9-inning games here at the MSL. Do you bring the infield in with one out?
Rather aggressive strategy, I think. You're just trying to get outs this early in the game.
Breaking ball in there for strike one from Rivera. And Page is thinking the same thing. Lieberman is even with the bag over at third. The rest of the infield is playing normal depth. Just need to put the ball in play. Breaking ball.
Jammed him.
Lined into center field. He comes up with the ball, but that's going to be the first run of the game.
Yeah, like I said,
for the Blazers.
Ball's carrying tonight. Jammed him. Center fielder ran in thinking that it was going to drop. Made a good quick recovery, backpedal, got the out.
Blake Dudek in center field, and you're right, he didn't get behind the ball. Even if he did, I don't know if that he'd have been able to throw out the runner at the plate.
No, at that point you're just trying to get the out.
So that makes 2 outs, nobody on, 1 run in.
We got Andrew Bitton batting 4 for us right now.
Breaking ball in for strike 1. The set and the delivery. Breaking ball in the dirt evens the count, 1-1. Wayne Williams and Blake Eisenberg out to talk to Rivera.
Yeah, I noticed Rivera's pitching out of the stretch here. Nobody on. Must feel more comfortable working that way.
It's early in the season, so guys don't really have the release point that they would in mid-season form. I think the ball just caught Blake in the catcher, so Wayne Williams gave him a second. Now the wind and delivery. Pitch is up for ball 2. 2-1's the count.
Yeah, as a pitcher, I always found that pitching out of the windup was a little bit difficult for me to consistently find my release point. So I just gave up on it and ended up just pitching primarily out of the stretch.
3-1. That fastball taken low and away.
I think he's going to come back here and just give him a good hittable pitch.
There it was. And he beat him with the fastball when he was looking for a fastball. Little ugly finder into the Blazers dugout. 3-1 count, and he gets a fastball and he lines it to the right side. He just doesn't have his swing down in April at this point.
I'd stay away from any breaking pitches. That's what got him behind in the count. Just pepper him with a fastball here.
Yeah, he did, but he lost him. Down and away, ball 4, runner at first.
That brings up Steve Kennedy. Runner on first, 2 outs.
That's it. Runner at first, 2 outs. 1 run in the top of the first for the Blazers.
Big Brian Morrell's holding them on at first. Chopper, 2 hopper.
Lieberman up with it. Throws it off the netting. First error this season. They'll put runners at first and third with 2 outs. Blazers already have a run in.
That brings up the 6-hitter, Ethan Woods. Listed here as a non-runner.
First pitch in there for a strike. Why don't you explain the non-runner rule?
My understanding of the non-runner rule in the MSL is that you have the option of having a designated hitter, which we all know that the designated hitter doesn't have to play a defensive position. One of the other things here is that a non-runner does not have to run the bases when he gets on base. Usually preserved for anybody that may have bad knees, maybe a little bit slower, or maybe dealing with a nagging injury, that sort of thing.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, runners at first and third. Top of the first inning, Blazers lead 1-0.
Third base playing back. With 2 outs, strong catcher behind the plate, you don't have to worry about pass balls as much, so the third baseman can play more his natural position.
Breaking ball gets him.
Looking. Backwards K. One run on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on. At the end of a half inning, Blazers 1, Devils coming back. Schaumburg, Boomer Stadium.
My name is Mary Ellen Schneider, and I'm the Fine Arts Department Chair at St. Ignatius. I'm proud to say that we probably have at least 50% of the student body involved in one of the visual or performing arts throughout their career here. It's important for the students to be involved in the arts here because they learn something that they can enjoy for a lifetime. There's no cap on how old you can be to be a musician or a visual artist and create. Our talented students are very creative. Beautiful things are displayed around the school. They also get very excited about productions and concerts, performing for others. And there's so many options for you and so much for you to have fun with. I love being department chair because it's exciting to be able to lead a group of other artists and to see them be able to be involved in the arts. Sometimes at the high school level, it becomes very selective. We have so many things here that are inclusive of students at all levels.
Welcome back, Wintrust Field, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium, home of the Midwest Suburban League. Devils versus Blazers.
Left-handed Rashid leading off for the Devils tonight.
No number on him, brand new addition to the Devils roster, it looks like. First pitch taken high from Tao. Andrew Tao on the mound for the Blazers. Blazers' first game of the year. Score a run in the first inning. It's always a good start. The line and delivery taken outside, 2 balls and no strikes.
Andrew Tao on the mound seems to have more of this funky 3/4 sidearm type delivery.
Breaking ball outside, 3 balls and no strikes.
Now, Jeremy, this our league that we're playing in here is Metal Bat League, correct?
It is. Taken in there, strike 1, 3-1.
Interesting here with Rashid, he's opted to use a wood bat.
There are a bunch of guys that do use wood bat. That's taken high, ball 4, runner at first base to start off the game for the Devils. It is the BB Core bat, so some guys do opt to hit with wood.
They perform the same, but on a cold night like this, the wood bat's a little bit more forgiving on the hands.
Very, very true. Who do we have next?
Rhodes.
Clint Rhodes playing shortstop for the Devils. Tao, after the first pitch or first batter walk, starts off with the ball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Runner at first.
First pitch breaking ball or off speed of some sort. I would think on a cold night you'd want to work fast, get ahead, stay ahead.
He hasn't found a release point that throws strikes yet, so anything that can throw a strike at this point. Fouled up onto the roof. Evens the count, 1-1.
The manager Page at third base, giving the signs here.
Yeah, nobody knows the signs.
Well, we act like you know the signs.
You step out and you look down.
Nod.
Page does his thing. Nobody knows the signs. In there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
One and 2 count, I wouldn't be looking to steal here. Not early in the game. However, weirder things have been done.
Tao set. He has a high set up by his cheek. Throws to first, checks on a runner. He's back in safely.
Now, Jeremy, you said you did a bit of pitching back in the day. When you pitched, where did you set? Did you set up at your chest, or did you set more down by your waist?
I was a chest guy, a little lower than Tao. He's going. Ground ball right up the middle. The runner going makes him throw it to first. It'll move the runner to second. And the first out of the inning, 6-3.
I mentioned it was a 1 and 2 count. I didn't think that stealing this early in the game in a 1-2 count would be the way to go, but it looked like they were either doing that or putting on a hit and run there. Big Tony LePage.
Yeah, I don't think it was a hit and run. I think it was a straight steal. Tony LePage, longtime adult rec baseball player. He's been in this league forever. He was in this league before I was in this league, and I've retired for 5 years, and he's still in this league. Not only is he still in this league, he's still batting third. Fastball, good fastball, taken for a strike.
They're playing him straight up in the outfield, too. Do you know if Tony's more of a pull hitter, or is he spread
Tony's a pull hitter with a lot of power. As I say that, he flares it into right center field. That gets down. The runner's going to score. LePage on his horse going into second. He's going to get in standing up. Ties the game. Good at bat by Tony LePage.
Goes to show how strong he is. He got beat on an inside pitch, still was able to get the inner half of the barrel on it and drive it out to deep right center field. On a cold night like this, I'll take any barrel hit ball is a good at bat.
This is Blake Eisenberg, still batting fourth. Blake Eisenberg Esquire, by the way.
Esquire. Does that mean he's a page, a knight?
No. It means he's a lawyer.
Ah.
He finished the bar when I was playing with him. He was taking the bar. I'm sure he's past the bar by now. That's been a long time. First pitch in there, strike 1. I got to talk to him for just a few minutes beforehand. I mean, when I played with him, we were both single. Now we're both married. He's got 2 kids, 5 and 3. I've got a little girl that's 5. Breaking ball taken outside, evens the count, 1-1. Blake, hands high. Little pop fly right side out of play.
Yeah, we were talking before the game. I got 2 boys. One's 13, named Kyle. The other one's 10, named Owen. Both playing baseball. Kind of runs in the family. Can't get enough of it.
Tao set the pitch. Breaking ball lined into right field. That's going to get in the gap. Blake rounds first, goes to second. He's going to be upstanding, and LePage in to score easily, and the Devils take a 2-1 lead. The heart of the Devils lineup coming through. LePage and Eisenberg back-to-back doubles, just changing spots.
Yeah, and something like that, you want to make sure that, or try your best to try to get to second base. You want to avoid keeping the force in play, especially in balls in the outfield. With the outfielders not running the balls directly at them, they're running off to the side. It's a hard play to try to get that ball into second base with a good solid throw. So you got to look for opportunity to take that extra base.
First pitch strike in there. Who do we have?
Lieberman is his last
Noah
name.
Lieberman plays third base. The pitch taken up, ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now, Anthony Alvarez, the catcher for the Blazers, has this new style that I see a lot lately. Goes down to one knee when he receives. I think that's more save the knees more than anything.
The wind and the pitch. Ground ball right up the middle, and that's going to get through into center field.
Looking for a play at the
Eisenberg
plate.
is coming to the plate, and there's going to be a play.
Oh,
he
he's
is out by 1.5 miles. Very aggressive send by Page. Eisenberg not the fleetest of foot. He wasn't the fleetest of foot 10 years ago. Definitely not the fleetest of foot anymore, but an aggressive send by Page, and he's going to be out at the plate 8-2 on a really good throw by the center fielder. Not sure who that is.
Hey, that's a cue to me to pull up who the center fielder is. I'll get a little better at this as we go on. Center fielder may be being DH for because I don't have him here on the lineup. One of those other things here in this league is you can play defense. You don't necessarily have to hit.
Breaking ball fouled into the screen for strike 1. Robert Musgrove, another guy I played with a long time ago. Played with him on the 25s.
I also had an opportunity to play with Robert. He's an excellent catcher, though he's not catching tonight.
Swing and a miss.
Got him on the curveball there.
He's just a really good baseball player all around, no matter where you put him. He played a lot of shortstop on the 25s that year. We just didn't have a shortstop. 0-2 count. The pitch. Breaking ball. Fouled right side.
You know, going back to that play with for being the first game of the year for the Blazers, I'm thinking that Page here was thinking that they may be a little bit rusty, still kind of spring training, and that's a hard play for the center fielder to make. Though he was out by 1 mile. It was no contest. Did not make it very difficult on the umpire to make that call.
Well, you still have to make a good throw, and that's outside, and that gets away. Runner goes down to second. It's going to be a wild pitch. Breaking ball moving away from the catcher.
You know, and that's one of those things here where, like, I see a lot of major league catchers these days going down on one knee, being a receiver on it, but I haven't been quite sold on the way that that's the way to go. Just for the fact of that, you get a pitcher overthrows a slider. The catcher's kind of stuck in that one spot, and he doesn't have the mobility to move to his right.
Yeah, he definitely could not move and get in front of the baseball.
No fault to him. I think it was more of now he's off the one knee.
This ball lined into left field and deep.
Like I said, wind's blowing out.
That short hops the wall. 1 run and it is in. Musgrove to second base.
Cruises in on a moonshot is what we would call that one.
It's now 3-1 Devils. Bottom of the first inning. That ball didn't have a lot of turn to it. We're right down the third base line. In line with the third base line on the first base side.
Yeah, you're right. Usually balls have a tendency to hook and fade.
Morell's the batter. He takes first pitch, strike 1. Another fastball in there for strike 2. Quickly Tao ahead 0-2.
Too dead, looking to just protect the plate here, put the ball in play.
Just missed. Wayne Williams behind the plate. Wayne is one of the better umpires in this league. A really very consistent zone. Breaking ball, line right side. Second baseman knocks it down, throws to first, and he's got him on a great play by the second baseman. He knocked it down, scrambled, picked it up, threw it from the seat of his pants to first base to get the final out.
I admire the tenacity. He just didn't give up there.
3 runs for the Devils, takes a 3-1 lead at Wintrust Field, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium.
And we'll be back after this commercial break.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple...
Jeremy's so good here.
Yeah. Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium, Wintrust Field. Blazers and Devils, Sunday night baseball. Devils 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning, takes a 3-1 lead. Who do we have up?
We have Alex Alvarez batting in the 6 hole.
First pitch taken down low, ball 1. Rivera still on the mound, although that is Tony LePage in the bullpen. He was up in the first inning. This ball taken down and away, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
I was talking to Eric Page at the beginning of before the game started. He said it was going to be a bullpen day today. It's still second game of the season for these guys.
Ball gets away from the catcher in the bullpen, so that's the stoppage of play real quick. 2-0 count on Alvarez. Rivera in the stretch, the pitch, ground ball third base. Lieberman up with it. Over to Morrell at first for the out.
5-3 scored in the book. Much better play by the third baseman this time around. Redeems himself after that first play. Kept his feet moving, made sure he had a good, strong throw over to first, kept his fingers on top of it instead of dropping down and letting it sail. Also doesn't hurt that you have Brian Morrell at first. He's about 6'7", got a long wingspan there. Very forgiving.
Another Alvarez up. This is Alex Alvarez, I believe. Is that who it is?
That's what the book tells me.
First pitch taken for a strike. 0-1.
Yeah, he started him off with a breaking ball.
Here's another breaking ball, doubles up on him. That one's taken down for ball 1, 1-1.
You know, for me, when I was pitching, and I don't know if it was just the life I had on my fastball or whatever, but I would just try to get his head with the fastball as often as I can, and then once I was ahead in the count, then
another breaking ball, take it for a strike, 1-2. But well, you lefties, that ball just naturally dances all over the place. Us righties, the ball just goes straight naturally. We're trying to make it move. The wind in the pitch, driven into left center field and deep. That's going to get down and all the way to the wall. Alvarez rounding first quickly. He's into second. He's going to stop there. The ball does get away from the shortstop, but no advancement. On a double by Alvarez in a left center field gap. That ball was absolutely crushed.
That looked to be a rolling curveball.
Yeah, that one kind of hung there for him. He had thrown him multiple curveballs that at bat, and that was not the best curveball.
Well, I found for me, when I start throwing too many curveballs, I start to lose the feel for it, and that's when it doesn't come off the finger right, and you just don't get that bite, that spin on it. So it's kind of like a half curveball, or what we would call a rolling curveball. Good fastball.
First pitch swinging.
Yeah, good fastball, low and away, swung right through it.
Taken on the inside corner, 0-2.
Looks like the outfield's playing Matt Kennedy straight up. Middle infield pitched up the middle.
I played with a Matt Kennedy, and I thought it was this guy, but this doesn't look like the Matt Kennedy I know.
Another high fly ball.
This one on the infield. Shortstop is under it, and he'll have it for the second out, right? Second out of the inning.
Second out of the inning. You know, this is the twilight hour. You might hear that on other broadcasts. We're a little bit past the twilight hour, but the twilight hours make it very, very difficult on reading fly balls, because once the ball gets up above the lights in height, you have a tendency to lose it, and you kind of have to wait until it comes back down. So it's really important that you don't take your eye off the ball as it's traveling through the air. We have here
Ronnie Gray, left-handed batter. First pitch swinging. Shortstop up with it. Over to first. That'll end the inning. No runs on one hit. No errors and one left on at the end of 1.5. Blazers 1. Devils 3.
This game brought to you tonight by Clubhouse Athletics. Check them out on Facebook by searching theclubhouseathletics.com.
Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomers Stadium at Wintrust Field. Bottom of the second. Tao in the wind and the delivery. Ground ball, first base side. First baseman botches it, and he's going to be safe at first.
Good hustle by Rivera there. You know, one of the harder plays in baseball for any pitcher, in my opinion, is any ground ball hit to the right side, they got to make a beeline directly to that first base, and you end up with this timing play where the pitcher's got to try to catch the ball, still find the base, and avoid being hit by the runner. We got the number 8 hitter, McCreary, at the plate.
First pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. Rivera at first, the runner, he's the pitcher, although he may have only been going 2 innings, so he might be done. LePage might be coming into the game. Tao still on the mound for the Blazers, and he catches the outside corner, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes, runner at first. Nobody out.
Eric Page still giving signs over there.
In on the hands, jam shot to the first base coach. Foul. Count remains 0-2. Tao set, and the delivery. Breaking ball, lined into right field. Right fielder coming on. He cannot come up with it.
Keeps it in front of him.
That's going to be a base hit. Runners at first and second, nobody out.
As an outfielder, I think one of the hardest plays to handle is a line drive right at you. Hard to judge if it's going to go over your head or drop in. Did a good job of keeping the ball in front of him, limiting the runner to stay at just at second base. Here we got.
He got kind of trapped on that play.
Yeah.
It was too far away to dive, and first pitch in there for a strike.
Left-handed hitting Bradley Augustin, 9-hitter tonight. Two on, nobody out. Defense is thinking that he was going to bunt.
Beat him with a good fastball. 0-2.
Fastball up by the letters. Gotta love it when the hitter likes to swing it. Fastballs up at the letters.
Especially a lefty. Takes that one. 4, strike 3. First out.
He must have been looking at something else because that was a fastball right down Main Street.
Second strikeout for Tao, I believe, in the bottom of the second inning here. First and second, 1 out. Number 10 hitter.
No, this is our leadoff hitter. I'm sorry.
All right, back to the top.
Yeah, it is
Breaking ball taken for ball 1.
Rashid.
Robert Rashid playing left field, I believe. That ball is another breaking ball taken outside, 2-0.
Yeah, he's playing left field. Still using that wood bat. I think he's the only one in the Devils lineup, or either lineup actually. Oh, barrels it. Long fly ball, deep right center field.
That's going to get down. Rivera around third, and he's going to score.
Rashid head
That's going to be a triple, 2-run score for the Devils. That ball was absolutely smoked into right center field. That got all the way to the wall for a triple. The runners were holding to make sure it got down, and Rashid almost caught the runners by the time he got to third base.
Like the hustle.
Clint Rhodes, the shortstop, the number 2 hitter, is up. Break a ball, take it for strike 1. No activity in the Blazers bullpen. This is the first game of the year. Tao with the wind. Ball taken inside. Evens the count, 1-1.
Now, Andrew, the pitcher, first inning, nobody on. He's pitching out of the stretch. Now he's got to run around third. You would think he'd be out of the stretch. Now he's out of the windup. Maybe he's feeling more comfortable, getting a little loose.
Ball taken outside, 2-1. Either a hanging breaking ball or a changeup. Fooled the hitter. He took it for strike 2. Evens the count, 2-2. Looked like a changeup that was up above the belt. Breaking ball, swing and miss. Strike 3. That's the second out of the inning and his second strikeout of the inning. That'll bring up LePage. He drove in a run his first time up with a double. Runner at third with 2 outs. 2 runs are already in for the Devils. Towel the delivery. Taken outside. Ball 1. With first base and second base open, you've got 2 of the best hitters in the American League for the Devils with LePage and Eisenberg right here. You don't need to give in to them. 2 walks isn't the worst thing that can happen. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Evens the count, 1-1.
Now, have you ever found yourself in a situation where you give an unintentional, intentional walk, also known as pitching around a hitter?
Yeah, I was never that good.
Yeah.
Taken down, ball 2.
That approach is always kind of risky because if you don't have really strong command of your pitches, you may make a mistake and drift one over the plate and give the batter a hittable pitch.
That good fastball is taken in there for strike 2.
Which that looked like that was right there, a good hittable pitch. I'm guessing Tony was looking for something else.
It was a 2-1 count. It's even up 2-2 with 2 outs. Runner at third. 2 runs are already in. Breaking ball taken outside.
There are a few different approaches to hitting, looking for a zone, looking for a specific spot where you're looking for a pitch where you don't really care what type of pitch it is. It's just in that one spot. Another one is you're looking for a fastball or you're looking for a breaking ball.
Fouled back into the expensive seats. Count remains full, 3-2.
Then there's the third style. It's just see ball, hit ball.
I was always the guy that wanted to hit the fastball.
Didn't care where it was?
Taken inside, ball 4.
Good take there by Tony.
No, I wasn't good enough to swing at anything. I needed a fastball in a place where I could handle it. So early in the count, middle of the count, up until I had 2 strikes, I'm looking for a fastball that I can handle. Unless I know that guy is going to throw me something other than a fastball. Like if he gets behind 2-0 and he always throws a changeup, I'll be sitting on a changeup. But other than that,
is your happy zone belt high, middle in, or are you a thigh high kind of?
I'm like thigh high and middle.
Middle, yeah.
I was never that good. I can only handle pitches that were major mistakes. First and third, 2 outs. Blake Eisenberg, the catcher, is up. Takes upstairs, 1-0.
Now, Tony's your 3 hitter, and you got Blake, your 4 hitter. You're ahead by 4 runs here. Would you look to put the runners in motion? I wouldn't.
Breaking ball taken for strike 1, 1-1. Now, LePage was never that fast, but he was a really good base runner, so he's a guy that can get a really good jump and steal like he's a fast guy and not being that fast. But I haven't seen LePage in 6 years, so who knows if he can even run anymore. That's taken outside for ball 2, 2-1.
Fans are coming in under the concourse here. It's starting to get a light sprinkle. May add a little unique dynamic to this game as the grass may get a little bit wet, make it harder on the defense picking up ground balls.
A 2-1 breaking ball taken outside, 3-1. Now here's a chance where you can send LePage, where if you get something in the zone, take a hack, and if you don't, let it go and his base is loaded.
There he goes.
And fastball driven right side, and that's going to be just foul. Down into the bullpen, the Blazers bullpen. That'll fill the count, 3-2.
With a 3-1 count on runners on first and third, and you have a hitter like Blake Eisenberg who can handle the bat and handle a good a pitch in the zone, it's the perfect time to run.
I taught Paige that years ago.
I believe it.
I always knew more baseball than I could play. Check on the runner at first, doesn't even throw it. 3-2 full count. Play's going to be at first base. Tao
Looks like
set.
he's still going.
Little flare to the right side, caught by the second baseman. That'll end the inning. The Devils do get 2 runs. At the end of 2, Devils 5, Blazers 1. Schaumburg Boomer Stadium, Wintrust Field.
This break brought to you by Community Financial Service Centers. Services for all the essentials: check cashing, business check cashing, money orders, Western Union, electronic bill pay, foreign currency exchange, coin services, and Bitcoin services, prepaid debit cards. Check out your local Community Financial Service Centers.
Anything else? Any others? No? Going once, going twice?
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomers Field, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field. Sunday night baseball in the MSL.
Fans have made it back out from the concourse. Rain is still coming down, but not quite like it was before.
Bottom of the third, top of the third inning. Blazers 1, Devils 5. Pitching change. It'll be Tony LePage on the mound. Longtime MSL player and pitcher.
The Blazers are real eager to get up there and take their swings. You got 4 guys out on deck with their helmets on, swinging the bats, ready to go. They must not have faced Tony LePage too often.
Just like all of us, Tony LePage is getting up there in age, but when he was in his early 20s, he could flat out bring it.
Yeah, I never had an opportunity to play against him, but the man, the myth, the legend, as they say, the word gets around, he was a stud back in the day, and if you're still playing at his age, you got to be doing something right.
The biggest thing for Tony LePage is throwing strikes with his off-speed stuff. That still makes the fastball look good. First pitch swinging on a fastball, popped up left side, giving chase in foul territory, and that's going to drop in there for a foul ball. Who do we have at bat? Number 18.
That's our 9 hitter, Chris D'Angelo. 11 hitter.
Why don't you explain that rule for people that don't understand?
We have the opportunity in this league to bat as many people with a minimum. We have to bat 8. We can start a game with 8 players, or is it 7? I think it is a minimum of 8 that you can start a game with, but you can bat as many as you want in this league. The Blazers chose to go with 11 tonight.
They probably only have 11 guys, so you have to bat a minimum of 10. If you have 10, you have to bat 10, so they might as well just put the 11th in there.
I did not
this
know
ball
that.
fouled out of play. evens the count, 2-2.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Learn something new. You know, that fly ball that was caught out. Oh, good breaking ball. Caught Chris D'Angelo out front.
We're back to the top of the order.
Top of the order, Griffin Hammer, shortstop, leading us off. Grounded out to the second baseman to lead off the game.
Left-handed batter against LePage. First pitch breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike one. LePage can command multiple pitches for strikes, and that, no matter at what age, adult rec baseball is really tough on the hitters.
Yeah, I can see why Tony's so difficult to hit. He's got this nice high leg kick, and he hides the ball well. So even if he might have lost a tick or two up in his older age here, that level of deception would make it very difficult for anybody to pick up the ball and react to.
Not sure if he could touch 90, but he was a guy that could get into the upper 80s when he was younger. That ball caught Eisenberg on the toe, it looked like. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Breaking ball fouled into the netting left side. Stays alive, 1-2.
Now, if the rumors are true and he's feeling like he has his control tonight, he set him up for a good fastball. If he rides a fastball up around the letters, he'll be able to sneak it right past him. And there's
he
that
tried
fastball. My guess here now that he's going to come back with something off speed.
Eisenberg sets up outside. Fastball outside. Driven to left field. That's going to get down. Left fielder knocks it down. The turn going to second. The play. He's in there safely. We're on the Blazers side. And you can hear the fans clapping up here. I'm not sure if it comes through on the broadcast, but we can hear them. So 1 out and a runner at second.
Brings up Carlos Aguayo. My apologies to those listening. Carlos Aguayo. Third baseman. Now Carlos hit a triple last time up. There was a rope to right center. Speedy third baseman.
Breaking ball, take it for a strike. 0-1.
Middle infielders don't seem to be too concerned about this run being up by 4. They are keeping them honest, but they get back to their position.
Breaking ball taken, strike 2. 0-2.
2 curveballs in a row get ahead in the count. Now, were you a pitcher that ever felt comfortable throwing 3 breaking balls in a row or 3 of one type?
I didn't throw very hard. I threw whatever I could throw over the plate. This looks like a fastball outside, though. Another breaking ball. Flared into right field. It caught.
Good strong
no
throw.
Tag. Second out of the inning.
You're right, it is the second out of the inning. The leadoff hitter made the first out. Do you recall what that was? I'm so fascinated by everything that's going on here. It was a strikeout. Let's call it a swinging K. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
2 outs, a runner at second. Breaking ball, taken inside, ball 1.
You know, I'm fascinated tonight by the Devils pitchers. Everyone's just throwing a lot of off-speed stuff. I don't know.
There's another breaking ball. That was a real tight slider.
My elbow just hurts thinking about all these curveballs and breaking balls and sliders and off-speed pitches they're throwing. Here we got Joe Kennedy in the box.
Another breaking ball, swung and missed.
Yeah, he was stepping
Foul
in the
tipped.
bucket. Looked like something he was trying to yank towards third.
1-2 count, 2 outs, runner at second base. Devils 5-1 lead over the Blazers, top of the third inning. Taken right down the middle, fastball.
That's what you call setting up. And we're going to go to a break here.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
All right, the third inning is brought to you by PickYourTicket.com. Pick Your Ticket provides promotional ticket platform utilizing secure payment process for various virtual and in-person events in a general admission basis. PickYourTicket.com.
Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium. Bottom of the third inning, Blazers and Devils. Blazers 1, Devils 5. Middle of the lineup, Lieberman, Musgrove, Morrell up for the Devils. Tao still on the mound for the Blazers. First pitch swinging, popped right side.
Jammed him.
First baseman under it, and he has it for the first out of the inning.
That would be 3-U for you scoring at home. Good two-handed catch. Make sure you secure the ball. One of the things I'd be looking for if I were coaching is to make sure that the pitcher here is covering first on something like that, because you never know. With the rain coming down, sometimes you might get a frog in the mitt.
Tao, the wind, the pitch, breaking ball taken high, strike one. Or ball one, excuse me, taken high. Swing and a miss, evens the count, 1-1.
Now, Robert hit that rain-making moonshot his first at-bat. Got just underneath it, or got all of it, and launched it straight up in the air. Went all the way to the warning track.
Swing and a miss, good fastball. 1-2.
If Tao throws another fastball like that, I wouldn't be surprised if Robert barrels that one up.
He won't see another fastball this at bat.
Yeah.
Inside, evens the count, 2-2.
Tao with his delivery, I would imagine that it would be difficult to go long into games. He uses his body with that three-quarter sidearm motion that he gives.
Pop fly left side. Third baseman under it in foul territory. He's not going to come up with it.
Tough
play right by the barrier, right near the home plate area of the Devils bullpen. He was unable to come up with it. Musgrove stays alive. Count stays at 2-2.
And something like that, if the shortstop's in the vicinity of the play, I'd like the shortstop to take that instead of the third baseman.
Yeah, he wasn't anywhere near where he could get to it. Third baseman is a do or die play.
Yeah.
It's a really tough play, like you were saying, for that third baseman. Tao, the delivery. Another breaking ball, swung and missed for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Morrell. What did he do first time up?
Grounded out to the second baseman.
That's right, that play where he was on his butt and threw it to first to end the inning.
Yeah, you got to admire the tenacity. No shame in baseball. Get your pants dirty, you letting people know you played. Takes a fastball low.
Called it a strike. First pitch strike, 0-1. Breaking ball lined into left field. Left fielder back, and it's going to get over his head all the way to the wall. Morrell around first, and he's going to cruise into second base.
Stand up double. Looks like they have Brian in here as a non-runner. Smart choice here.
That'll bring up the starting pitcher, Rivera. He
hit a single.
Reached on an error, actually, from the first baseman. Reached on an error his first at bat in the second inning. Runner at second, 2 outs. Ground ball left side, foul.
Your scorekeeping partner was generous and gave him a base hit on that. That's all right, though.
It wasn't an easy play, but
no $1 million contracts will be had by the way the scorekeepers keep them booked tonight.
At the end of the day, if it's a base hit, it's a base hit. You just got to make sure you grease the scorekeeper. Taken down and away, evens the count, 1-1.
Anyway, going back to Andrew Tao and the way that he delivers, he leads a lot with his elbow, which puts a lot of pressure on his forearm. So even though he may have good core strength and leg strength, his forearm would tire after a while, and I would think that
ground ball shortstop, he's up with it.
Pulls him off
the base. Art Sanchez calls him out. That'll end the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on at the end of 3. Devils 5, Blazers 1. Schaumburg Boomer Stadium, Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field. Sunday night baseball in the MSL, Devils and Blazers.
Tony LePage out to work a second inning here.
Devils 5-1 lead in the top of the 4th. Blazers looking to come back against Tony LePage, who took over for Rivera after Rivera gave up 1 run in 2 innings.
Eric Page, the manager for the Devils, is truly going bullpen by committee here. We got action going in the bullpen.
First pitch breaking ball taken up and in, ball 1. LePage, the line, the pitch, breaking ball in there, strike 1, evens the count, 1-1.
Defense is expecting him to hit the ball to the right side. Shortstop shading him up the middle.
Fly ball right field. Right fielder coming in, and it's not going to get to it. In there for a single.
That brings up Steve Kennedy.
What did Steve do his first time up?
He's our 4-hitter, and he got on by E5. E5 is an error by the third baseman. I think that was the one that threw the ball wide.
Yeah, to the barrier. Didn't result in a run as Rivera struck out the next batter. First pitch swinging, lined into center field.
Tough read.
He's got it. Retreating back to first.
Andrew Tao, the pitcher, retreating back to first.
That'll be the first out of the inning.
Very hard for a center fielder to make a read on a line drive missile right at you.
That'll bring up Ethan Woods.
He ran in hard coming to get it and made a quick recovery and was able to backtrack.
Made a good play on a tough ball. The Page set at the belt, the kick, the delivery, breaking ball taken, strike one. At some point, they have to be in the dugout looking and seeing he's throwing a ton of early breaking balls and just start sitting on them.
You know, we mentioned earlier in the broadcast that you were always looking for a type of pitch. I was always a zone hitter, so I didn't really care what pitch it was. I was always looking for a pitch that was center cut, middle in. Fastball, changeup. However, I felt comfortable with my hands and my bat speed that I could handle any pitch, but I was always kind of sitting dead red looking for a fastball. Center cut, middle in.
0-2 count with Page set at the belt. Woods in open stance, gets a fastball, pops short center. Shortstop going out, center fielder coming in. That's going to drop. Picked up by the left fielder. No play at second base. Tough play all the way around.
Absolutely. We don't know what was going on, who was talking to who out there, but that's the center fielder's ball. He made a play on it. But when you start converging like that, you know, the shortstop and the left fielder need to peel off. Usually there's an over-under thing where the center fielder takes the over and the shortstop or the left fielder, they slide to avoid. So they jump, one goes over, one goes under. And that's what you saw there.
First and second with one out. Alex Alvarez at the plate, grounded to the third baseman, his first time up.
Infielders talking who's going to take the throw.
Breaking ball taken, strike one. The Page set, checks the runner at second, and the pitch. Another breaking ball, evens the count, 1-1.
Might be a good double play candidate. Last time Alvarez was up, he grounded out to the shortstop. Middle infield playing a double play depth here. First baseman behind the runner.
Fastball taken down, ball two. 2-1.
You think Tony has the, we all know that he probably has the confidence, but in a 2-1 count, you think he goes back to the breaking ball? I wouldn't want to risk going to 3.
He'll throw whatever pitch and whatever count if he's feeling comfortable with it.
There's that breaking ball.
Ground ball to second, to short for one, to first, double play, gets him out of the inning. No runs on 2 hits, 1 left at the end of 3.5. Devils 5, Blazers 1, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field, Sunday Night Baseball, Midwest Suburban League.
The bottom of the fourth inning will be brought to you by Clubhouse Athletics. They are located at 5655 West Belmont Avenue in Chicago. Contact them for baseball, softball training lessons, strength and conditioning. They even have private and group sessions available. Check them out on Facebook by searching The Clubhouse Athletics.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomers baseball. Schaumburg Boomers field at Schaumburg Boomers Stadium at Wintrust Field.
Bottom half of the lineup for the Blazers, for the Devils. Blazers on defense.
First pitch in there for a strike. Who do we have up?
McCreary.
What did McCreary do first time up?
Roped a single.
Single and scored.
Yes.
Strike two. Quickly Tao ahead, 2-0. 0-2. Let's try that again. It's almost like this is the first time I've seen baseball.
Hey, it's backwards day today.
Breaking ball taken outside, 1-2.
Anyone know what McCreary backwards spells?
No.
I'm not even going to try it.
Tao, the wine, and the pitch. Sharp single into left field between the third baseman and the shortstop.
Leadoff man on.
It's always good when the bottom of your lineup is getting on base.
It's really important to turn it over, get to the top.
I have no idea what that says.
Bradley Augustine in the 9-hole.
Augustine struck out looking his first time up. Takes first pitch outside, ball one.
I don't know if you folks at home can see it, but Bradley swings a Mariucci. That's one of the more popular style bats out these days with the youth. Showed bunt. Third baseman started crashing in.
I don't think this is a bunt situation right here. I think he was just showing bunt so he could slap it the other way. Swing and a miss. Strike one. 2 balls and 1 strike. Up 5-1. There's no reason to bunt a guy over.
Maybe he just wanted to make the defense move.
That's exactly what he was doing. Break a ball, pop left side into the Devils' dugout area. Third baseman can't get there. Evens the count, 2-2.
Anytime you can make the defense move, gives you an advantage as a hitter. And it looks like Augustine is a bit of a slap hitter. Nothing wrong with that. But if you show bunt, you pull that third baseman in, it makes it a harder play for the third baseman.
Slapped into the screen left side, stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But at this point with 2 strikes, third baseman's playing even with the bag. He's not playing in front of the bag. If I was a third baseman, I'd probably be a few steps back. It's all right.
This one flared just over the Devils' dugout. Count remains 2-2.
Tough battle going on. It's like they're playing cricket. Keep hitting the ball off to the foul territory.
There is no foul territory in cricket.
I know. That's why he's hitting it off to the left side.
Taken down and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Later tonight, we'll have the cricket broadcast.
Oh, look at that. He got a round on it.
Ground ball up the middle. Second to short. They'll only get the lead runner.
4-3 for the put out. Fielder's choice. 4-6, sorry. It's 4-6-3 is what they were trying to do. Speedy Augustine beat out the play. That's called a fielder's choice there. We got one out. Now brings up the top of the order. Robert Rashid leading us off.
Rashid, left-handed batter, swinging a wood bat.
Very, very quick hands. Hit one off the wall last at bat.
Takes first pitch strike. Third time around for the Devils. Tao is still on the mound.
I always found for me, after laying into a pitch and hitting one that almost had a chance of getting out of here, my very next at bat was always very difficult because I had a taste of what I could be, and I'm trying to repeat it over and over. We'll see if he's able to stay within himself and just put the barrel on the ball again.
Down and away, ball 2.
Looks like they're being careful with him. They remember his last at bat.
You don't want to be too careful. You got the middle of the lineup that does a lot of damage coming up.
Yeah, it's just got to be aggressive.
Fastball taken right down the middle. Evens the count, 2-2. Runner first, one out. Devils 5-1 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Right field or center fielder shading him a bit towards right, but playing straight up and left.
Off speed, taken high and away. Full count.
Yeah, he got a little bit underneath that curveball, and he ended up casting it or shot putting it a little bit. So he lost leverage with his fingers and didn't quite get that snap and that spin that he was looking for. May be some early signs of fatigue. I don't know.
Runner's going. Taken up and away, ball 4. He would have been out at second, but it's ball 4. That is a heck of a throw by the catcher.
Now that wasn't a steal. That was full count.
Yeah, it was a modified hit and run.
Yeah. Looked like the runner got a little late break on that. We have Rhodes coming up, the 2-hitter. Ground out to shortstop and a strikeout.
First and second with one out. Tao set. The delivery. Ground ball left side. Shortstop's up, but it goes to the short way to second base, but he drops it. The ball was in the dirt, and the second baseman couldn't come up with the short hop. That'll load the bases.
And this is not a situation that the Blazers want to find themselves in. Bases loaded, one out with Tony LePage coming up.
You already see the corner infielders playing even. As a third baseman, I would not want to be playing even with Tony LePage at the plate.
What would you say? He's 6'5", 220? Big.
This ball flared right side out of play.
Country strong.
He's all a 6'5", and if he's 220, that means he lost a lot of weight. He's thick in the bottom half. Real strong. I mean, he's a prototypical pitcher. The pitch, line drive, third baseman, one hop, comes up with it, throws to first. The first baseman can't come up with it. The ball travels into short right field, and a second run will score for the Devils. That makes it 7-1 with runners on first and third.
Not the result that Tony wanted, but it was a good result overall in getting 2 runs in.
That should be a hit and an error on the throw.
Yes.
Blake Eisenberg, first and third. First pitch swinging, pops right side. That one's going to be on the berm down the right field, actually up on the concourse down the right field side for strike 1.
7-1 Devils, runners on first and third. With the way things are going at this point, I'd be looking to put Tony in motion. Maybe do a little hit and run action here.
Breaking ball taken outside, 1-1. You find a count to do it, I guarantee Page is going to send LePage. Try and stay out of that double play. Blake hits the ball hard and doesn't run well, so he's a really good double play candidate.
Well, 2-1 count. If there's any time to do it, I'd do it right now. Let's see if we're guessing right here.
I think he's going to stay put. There he goes. Double steal. The throw goes through. The runner scores from third. 8-1 on a ball that was outside.
Maybe I should stop off at the casino at this point. I'm getting lucky on these calls here.
Puts a runner at second with 1 out. 3 runs are already in. Pop fly, short center field, shortstop out, and he's going to have it for the second out of the inning.
Second out of the inning. One of the things, I played some ball in college, and I was a pitcher, and oftentimes there wasn't much for us to do, and it wasn't your time to pitch, so I'd either be in the bullpen or in the dugout, and we had to keep ourselves busy, so we played the game of where they're going to hit the ball.
Breaking ball taken for strike 1.
Basically what we would do is we'd evaluate what's going on in the game and try to predict where the batter was going to put the ball in play, if he was going to put the ball in play or if he was going to swing through a pitch just like that.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2 count. 2 outs, runner at second.
Got to protect here.
Fastball, pop left side, right down the third baseline. Third baseman under it, and he'll have it for the third out of the inning. Devils score 3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Devils 8, Blazers 1. Sunday night baseball, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field.
Fans of today's game, make sure to go to pickyourticket.com. They provide personalized event advisory services, talent buying, event public relations, social media marketing, potential sponsorship, and promotional services. Go to pickyourticket.com for more information.
Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium, Wintrust Field, Sunday night baseball in the Midwest Suburban League. New pitcher and new catcher. We got Kyle Bumpus on the mound. And is that Rivera behind the plate? I can't quite see the number. I think it's 37, who would have been the starting pitcher.
Yes. Pulling double duty, starting the game as a pitcher, coming in, catching relief. It's not too bad when you throw 2 innings and then come in, but if you're trying to pitch and then you pitch 5-6 innings and then come in and catch, that's tough duty right there.
Alex Alvarez up, swing and a miss on the first pitch. Bumpus ahead quickly. Alvarez grounded out to third baseman his first time up. The wind in the delivery. Taken down. Evens the count, 1-1.
Can't tell what kind of bat Alvarez is swinging. It's a turquoise. Unusual.
That got Rivera in the hand and in the leg.
We'll use this time to talk about PickYourTicket.com. Pick Your Ticket is one of our sponsors for this event. They provide personalized event advisory services, talent buying, event PR, social media marketing, potential sponsorship, and promotional services. PickYourTicket.com.
Bumpus, the wind, and the delivery. Flared right side, but foul.
Bat's got a funny sound to it. I wonder if that's a wood bat or a composite.
It might be. That ball was not hit on the barrel, so it's hard to tell.
You know, there's some metal bats these days that are designed to sound like wood bats. It's really weird.
The wind in the pitch. Breaking ball.
Metal bat.
Popped on the infield. Shortstop is under it, and it will drop.
We will call that one an E8. Not
How about a 6?
Yeah, an E6. I was a center fielder by trade. When I wasn't pitching, I was playing center field. So
you did say you didn't want to do the book.
Yeah, no, I spent enough time in the bullpen doing book, but not enough time to know the difference between an E8 and an E6.
Runner on first, nobody out. Blazers need to get something going in the top of the fifth. The wind and the pitch. Taken inside, ball 1.
Now, bold strategy here, Cotton, but he might be stealing on a next pitch or two.
There, he bluffs. Taken for a strike. Evens the count, 1-1. Yeah, it's not a position where you need to be running, especially with a new pitcher. You don't know what his control is going to be. You need to make him throw strikes and put the ball in play. Ground ball, second base. Flip to the shortstop. To first. Double play, 4-6-3. Erasing that error. 2 quick outs for Bumpus.
Looks like Bumpus has a nice tight little slider that he throws, coupled with a fastball with some late life. Wouldn't be surprising if you got another ground ball out here. Matt Kennedy, the designated hitter, flew out to the shortstop last time up.
This is not Matt Kennedy.
No?
This is the next guy. This is 26. First pitch taken for a strike. Ronnie Gray.
Ronnie Gray
is who we have now.
Scorekeeper, that would be me, should be fired. That's all right, though.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. 0-2 count.
Ronnie Gray has a very, very wide stance. Wears protective gear on his right chin.
Flips it into center field. Coming on, but cannot make the play. That'll be down for a base hit. Runner at first with 2 outs.
You see that a lot more these days, batters with protective gear. I never liked wearing it until I fouled a ball off my shin. Had a deep bone bruise that lasted 6 months. Then I became a believer in the protective gear. Here we got the bottom half, or the 11 hitter, number 18, Chris D'Angelo.
First pitch taken for a ball.
Struck out last time up.
Facing a different pitcher, sometimes that's tough. You see what the guy has the first time around. That's in there for a strike, 1-1.
Two different batting styles from the batters, too. So you had Ronnie Gray very wide, deep in his stance. D'Angelo here's more standing up, kind of in a softball stance with a high leg kick.
Driven down the left field line. That's going to be just foul.
Tough call by the umpire. It looked like it got chalk to me, but he's the one who's making the call. I'm the one up here screwing up the scorebook. But hey, foul ball, he gets another life. If I was the batter, Chris D'Angelo, I'd want another crack at it. Anyway, he's got a short stance, high leg kick with 2 strikes on him. If I'm Bumpus, I'm trying to bust a fastball up under the hands. It'd be hard to get around on it.
Breaking ball taken down and away, evens the count, 2-2.
Looks like Bumpus dropped down on that, tried to sneak something that's more sidearming on that. Not typical delivery from what we've seen him so far this inning. Defense playing straight up here.
Fastball fouled straight back. Count remains 2-2 with 2 outs and a runner at first.
One of the pitches I always like throwing is when you get a fastball fouled straight back, that tells me the hitter's got it timed up really well. And the next pitch I'm doing is I'm floating a changeup. It doesn't have to be perfect. You want to keep a changeup below the waist, obviously. Anything a bad changeup above the waist, you can flip your hands and still hit it. So if you can throw an off-speed pitch in the dirt here. There it was.
Fouled left side up into the luxury suites. Count remains 2-2. Ethan Woods down in the bullpen for the Blazers.
Two outs here. He's got a spoil me pitch. Maybe you'll get him fishing. Maybe try to throw it. He's been hounding him inside here, so it looks like you're going back inside again.
Fastball inside, fouled into the netting. Count remains 2-2.
Good battle between D'Angelo and Bumpus. I really feel like he set him up for an outside pitch here. I think if you threw him anything on the outer black, he'd get him flailing. I don't know. It looks like they're going back outside here now.
Breaking ball, towering fly ball into center field. He's under it, and he'll have it to end the inning. No runs for the Blazers after 4.5. Devils 8, Blazers 1. Sunday night baseball at Wintrust Field, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium.
My name is Mary Ellen Schneider, and I'm the Fine Arts Department Chair at St. Ignatius. I'm proud to say that we probably have at least 50% of the student body involved in one of the visual or performing arts throughout their career here. It's important for the students to be involved in the arts here because they learn something that they can enjoy for a lifetime. There's no cap on how old you can be to be a musician or a visual artist and create. Our talented students are very creative. Beautiful things are displayed around the school. They also get very excited about productions and concerts, performing for others. And there's so many options for you and so much for you to have fun with. I love being department chair because it's exciting to be able to lead a group of other artists and to see them be able to be involved in the arts. Sometimes at the high school level, it becomes very selective. We have so many things here that are inclusive of students at all levels.
This game brought to you by the Clubhouse Athletics, located at 5655 West Belmont Avenue. Private and group sessions available. Strength and conditioning, baseball and softball training sessions. Check them out on Facebook by searching The Clubhouse Athletics.
Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field. Sunday night baseball in the Midwest Suburban League.
We got Robert Musgrove leading off the inning for us. You know, one of the things from playing with Robert, he likes to swing an axe bat. That seems to be gaining popularity these days. Axe bat is a bat, obviously, with an axe handle. The thought on that is that axe handle really amplifies the swing so that you focus more on your top hand and you're able to swing the barrel through the strike zone, the hitting zone, I should say.
Tao is still on the mound. The wind and the pitch. First pitch swinging, foul right side, out of play.
Jammed him on a fastball. I don't think he's going to make that mistake again.
A couple of years ago, Chris Bryant had a big month using an axe bat. Tao, the next pitch.
There you go.
Line drive into left field. Nice running catch by the left fielder.
I don't think that ball got more than 15 feet off the ground. Now, the left fielder's a number 7 when we scored in the book. We want to make sure that the scorekeeper gets it correct.
Number 7.
Yes, that is. Yeah. For those of you scoring at home, F7. Or an LD7. Brian Morrell up. Hit a scorcher to left field last time up.
Takes first pitch in there for a strike. Back to the story. Sitting in my basement watching a Cubs game and watching Chris Bryant go off. Next pitch, break a ball, taken inside, evens the count, 1-1. So I text Paige and I said, if I had an axe bat, I'd still be playing.
Was this 2016?
Probably. My last season was 2014. Might have been 2015. Breaking ball taken for a strike, 1-2 on Morrell. Tries another breaking ball outside, evens the count, 2-2.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to play last year. I had to take this year off. I had off-season shoulder surgery for torn labrum in my right shoulder.
Right side onto the berm, foul ball.
You would think as a left-handed pitcher, it would be the left shoulder, but that surgery was a couple of years before this year, so.
Staying alive, fouls her into the luxury area.
Good
down
battle
the right
going
field
on here.
line.
Good battle going on here between pitcher and Brian.
Tao.
I
hope I'm saying it right. It's already the 5th inning. Breaking ball lined into center field for a base hit.
Hopefully Robert's legs are loose because if you remember from before, Brian's a non-runner. It looks like he's coming out here.
I remember playing a tournament down in Arizona, and we had too many non-runners. So
What's too many non-runners?
That
Tell me
means
about
there's a whole bunch of old guys that don't want to run, but we only get so many of them, so somebody has to run. I drew the short straw, and I had to run. I kept making outs and then having to run the bases because the guy behind me.
Looks like we're doing a pitch and change. I want to hear more of the story, but we have number 23 coming in for the Blazers. Number 23 is Ethan Woods, big Ethan Woods. Well, we'll see what he has to offer as he warms up. I think we'll go to commercial break, give him a chance to warm up. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
My name is Patrick Winter, and I'm the chair of the Religious Studies Department at St. Ignatius College Prep. This is the department where we take the academic discipline of theology and we engage our students in questions about God, about meaning, about purpose. You know, I think of us as kind of a worldview department. And what we do is we take the students who come in, we meet them where they are, but then we try to take them somewhere else, somewhere new. What happens in our classrooms is that it becomes kind of a dynamic exchange between the students and their own context and their own experience, and the tools that we try to offer to them, and out comes something that is a mix of the religious studies curriculum that's grounded in the Catholic tradition, but also that's brought to life by their own experience and their own reflection and the questions that they have. And the students who we teach really do a wonderful job of actively engaging in that dynamic process.
A tablet. Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium, Wintrust Field, Sunday night baseball in the MSL. First pitch swinging, strike one. Ethan Woods coming out of the bullpen with a runner at first and one out in the bottom of the fifth inning.
Ethan Woods is a big boy, looks to be a little bit deceptive in his delivery. Very aggressive, getting ahead of the count, 0-2 here.
Who do we have at the plate?
We have
Jake Kozlowski.
as pinch hitter.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Ethan Woods coming in, throwing gas.
Kozlowski looked like he was looking for an inside pitch. They threw him an outside strike, and he had to just protect. He was trying to put the bat on it. His rear end went in one direction, the bat in the other. Not much success. A for effort, though. So what's this story you're telling me about the non-runners down in Arizona? You guys?
Yeah, I just had to run a lot. That's it. End of story.
Yeah.
I complained.
There you go.
Taken outside, ball two. Snap throw to first. Back in safely.
So last year when I was playing, I was 41. And I'm holding on as long as I can playing. And every time I was given the option of a non-runner, I was saying, yes, please, thank you very much.
I did a lot of catching, so my knees and back and
Barking
everything was shot so many times during the season. Ground ball left side. Slow roller, third baseman up with it. Strong throw to first. First baseman can't come up with it.
I would call that an E3.
Yeah.
You know, it's early in the season. It might be a new glove trying to break it in.
I think this will bring up the top of the order if I'm not mistaken. The no number on this batter. The top of the order was left-handed, I believe.
Yeah, we'll just call him the man in black. Also swinging a Mariucci Cat 7, it looks like. Out in front on an off-speed pitch. Which is actually very deceptive. You would think the ball comes out of his hand a lot faster than it does. Another pitcher that's really good at doing that is Page over there giving signs at third base.
Ooh.
Oh, wore it. Don't rub it.
That'll load up the bases. And this is Kyle Bumpus.
Added to the bottom. Kyle Bumpus added to the bottom, number 5.
We're still adding to the bottom here for the Devils. And that's another thing in this league. You can add to the bottom of the order at any time. But once you add to the bottom, that's how many players need to be batting in your order. So if you add 2 players, your batting order is now 12. First pitch against Bumpus in there for a strike.
So what you're saying is scoring a Major League Baseball game is a lot easier than scoring a game in the MSL? Especially when you have Eric Page doing all these derivations of the lineup, this intense in-game managing that he does to make sure that everyone gets some playing time.
Foul tip into the catcher's mitt, strike 2. 0-2 on Bumpus. Good breaking ball taken, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. No runs for the Devils at the end of 5. Devils 8, Blazers 1. Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field. Midwest Suburban League Sunday Night Baseball.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
This game brought to you by Community Financial Service Centers. Services for all the essentials. Check cashing, business check cashing, money orders, Western Union, electronic bill pay, foreign currency exchange, coin services and Bitcoin services, prepaid debit cards. They even do auto license work, plate stickers, title and transfers, license plate renewals, new plates, and much, much more. So for all your financial needs, check out Community Financial Service Centers near you.
It's starting where I stopped. That's why.
Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field. Sunday night baseball, Midwest Suburban League. Devils, Blazers, 8-1 Devils lead.
Second inning work tonight for Bumpus. We know that's happening because Eric Page has somebody warming up in the bullpen.
Looks like we're back to the top of the order for the Blazers. Time to get things moving. Bumpus, the wind, the delivery, taken for strike one.
Griffin Hafner leading off. I noticed the bat that he's swinging. He used this cream color bat with an M on it. It's a Mariucci. It's the Buster Posey model.
Fouled left side and out of play. 0-2.
There seems to be no limit to the amount of different types of aluminum bats these days. It seems to be a real popular market.
Down and away, 1-2.
You know, when it comes to baseball gloves, you got Rawlings, Wilson, Mizuno.
I was always a Rawlings guy.
I'm a Wilson guy.
In the dirt, evens the count, 2-2.
You know, as long as it's good, strong leather, that's all that really matters. But everyone seems to want, making different bats, but Rawlings and Wilson have the market cornered.
I was always a Louisville Slugger guy.
Yeah, you know what? Me too. I like the end-loaded type bats.
Breaking ball outside, ball 3, evens the count, 3-2.
You know, one of the wood bats that are gaining really in popularity in the majors is a war stick. Do you ever hear of those?
No.
Founded by Jack White of the White Stripes. Bryce Harper was using a tie-dye painted type bat in the All-Star game last year. Blazers fans trying to build a rally, cheering, trying to get something started here.
That'll bring up Carlos. First pitch swinging, ground ball right side and weak. LePage up with it at second. He'll get the runner at first. Carlos for the first out of the inning. Griffin moves to second base on the weak grounder to the right side. One out.
Brings up the 3-hitter, Joe Kennedy. Flew out to center, struck out looking last time up.
First pitch outside, runner goes. He's going to make it easily to third. The ball trickling just far enough away from the catcher. And a really good jump by Griffin.
We have to call that a pass ball because the catcher put a glove on it, but I don't know if the catcher got crossed up or if the pitch had a little bit more run than he was expecting.
In the dirt, ball 2.
Now when I say a pitch has sink, that means the ball's going to the glove side of the pitcher. If the ball has run, it's going to the arm side. So for the right-handed pitcher, with this sidearm, I wouldn't even say he's three-quarter delivery, but more sidearm delivery. He's coming off with his fingers off to the side of the ball, and the ball's tailing back into the right-handed batter's box. And that's what you have to see there.
Swing and miss on a 3-0 pitch. I think it was a 3-0 pitch. Down 8-1, and you're hacking 3-0. Base runners are at a premium, starting to get late in this game.
You know, he's a 3-hitter. Maybe he's confident. Maybe it was a pitch that he was looking for. I don't know. You know, one thing I'm always trying to teach the kids that I coach is take what the game gives you. And if it's 3-0 and they throw you ball 4,
that one looked like it hit the batter.
It hit his hands. They're calling a foul ball.
It was at least a check swing.
Yeah. For me as a coach, like, this is always kind of a gray area. I don't know. The hands are considered part of the bat, right? And so he looked like he was trying to get out of the way to avoid getting hit. It looks like they're calling it a foul ball.
I don't know if he.
Well, then what are they calling it? Because it was fair.
But I think it hit the barrel or the handle and then hit him, I think is what they're calling it.
Either way, he's back in the box, ready to hit again.
Full count, runner at third. And just fouled at the plate.
Bumpus out of the windup, looking for the sign.
Swing and a miss.
Caught him with a
3.
tight breaking ball there. You know, after that play where it was the foul ball mix-up, really gets in the head of the hitter there. Anything with a little bit of late life to it, tough to handle in that situation. This brings up Andrew Tao. He's got a couple hits on the day. See if he can try to go 3 for 3 here.
Taken outside, 2-0. Rivera on the way out to talk to Bumpus.
My guess is that he's a very difficult pitcher to catch. Late life going in either way. If he's got that tight slider and then that run on his fastball, they got to make sure that they're on the same page, that they do not get their signs crossed up. Otherwise, Rivera's going to have a hard time back there playing it off the palm of his catching glove.
Sets up inside. Hits the mitt, but fouled away by Tao.
Tao way out in front of that pitch. If he's got a changeup, now would be the time to throw it. I don't know. Here we go. Sinker. Low and in.
3-1 the count, I think.
Check swing there. Just looked like he was trying to protect the plate on a 3-1 count. Or he got fooled. Either way, we're back to work here.
Full count, 2 out, runner at third, 8-1 Devils lead over the Blazers. Ground ball left side, through the legs of the third baseman.
Robert. Tough play for Robert. Right at him. Trying to make the play before he caught the ball. They don't call the third base the hot corner for nothing. He actually smoked that, hit that on the barrel. But the ball went flat on him. He came up on it like he thought it was going to bounce. Might have hit the lip of the grass there and just flattened out. Either way, run scores, run around first. Got to get the next play.
Steve Kennedy at the plate. First pitch, strike.
Blazers just need base runners at this point. Anything to get them going.
He evens the count, 1-1.
Defense playing straight up. The Page at second playing more up the middle, though.
Up and away, 2-1.
Last couple of pitches, Bumpus has gotten underneath the ball and started sailing it, pushing it with his palm, not getting his fingers on top of it. Set the pitch, curveball in the dirt. Short lead by the runner at first. Bumpus set, the pitch. Fly ball back out of play, straight back.
Full count, 2 out.
What pitcher would you throw in this situation?
It depends on what I'm feeling comfortable with. I was always a changeup guy.
Yeah.
So if I had a feel for the changeup, here's where I'd throw the changeup, and they're looking something fast.
He turned on it.
Deep into left field. That's going to be all the way to the wall. The runner was moving with the pitch. He's going to score easily on a double for Steve Kennedy.
It looked like it was a slider that just didn't slide. I don't know.
We have a mound visit from Eric Page.
Wonder if he's got any words of wisdom coming to Bumpus's way. This mound visit brought to you by PickYourTicket.com. Pick Your Ticket provides personalized event advisory services, talent buying, event PR, social media marketing, potential sponsorship, and promotional services. Check out PickYourTicket.com. The manager, Eric Page, hustling off the field after providing a few words of wisdom here. I always found mound visits to be kind of awkward as a pitcher. Coach comes out there and says, well, you just throw strikes. Never found that to be very useful.
Do opposite of what you were doing before. Thanks, Coach. That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Ethan Woods, now the pitcher, up at the plate. Runner at second, 2 out. Big leg kick, fastball taken. Outside it, I guess.
You know,
hard to tell from this angle.
Having played with Eric before and being subjected to his mound visits, he usually does bring some sort of value out there. Usually it's, just get it over the plate and your defense will help you. That's better than, hey, throw strikes.
Taken down and in, 2-1. Breaking ball, down and away, 3-1.
Bumpus has lost his release point here. Whenever I find a spot in a game where I'm pitching, I lose my release point. I just go back to my bread and butter. I just a four-seam fastball.
There it was, but that was down and out. That'll put runners at first and second with 2 outs.
Nothing more difficult to deal with than free bases. I think Eric Page here has seen enough. There might be something going on here that we don't know about. So it looks like
second mound visit. There's going to be a pitching change. We'll have the pitcher for you when we come back.
This pitching change brought to you tonight by All Auto Body Incorporated. Keep your car running in great shape with regular tune-ups at All Auto Body Incorporated. They do servicing of both domestic and foreign cars of all sizes, makes, models, and mileage. All Auto Body is located at 2801 West Toohey Avenue in Elk Grove Village. Contact Ron at 847-718-1900.
Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium, Wintrust Field, Sunday Night Baseball, Midwest Suburban League. New pitcher on the mound. We'll get you his information here shortly. Number 9.
Clint Rhodes.
First pitch taken outside.
Slender individual. Runner up.
Clint set. The pitch. Down and away. Ball 2. Clint, I think, started at short, did he not?
Yeah.
He did. I think they moved the second baseman over to second, or over to short. Breaking ball, actually fastball taken, strike 1, 2-1. Moved, no, that couldn't, that's not Bumpus at short.
No.
LePage is at second. I'm not sure who's at short right now. Line drive into left field. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Rounding third and coming home to score the 4th Blazers run. Blazers making a game of it here in the top of the 6th inning. Now 8-4. Runner still at first and second.
That was Steve Kennedy scoring the Blazers run there. It's a 3-run rally this inning with 2 outs. 2-out rally, scoring 2 runs after 2 outs. They just need to get out of this inning here.
They'll bring up the catcher, Alvarez. First and second, 2 outs. 8-4 Devils' precarious lead in the top of the 6th inning. A game that looked like it was going for a blowout is now a baseball game. Breaking ball taken high for ball 1. Fastball popped up straight on the infield.
We don't want the pitcher taking it, but pitcher's taking it.
Rhodes is a good shortstop, and he takes control on the infield and ends the inning. The Blazers do get 3 runs after 5.5 innings. Devils 8, Blazers 4, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field. Sunday Night Baseball, Midwest Suburban League.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world.
Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field. Sunday night baseball, Devils and Blazers.
Yeah, it was 8-1. If you're just joining us, a 3-run rally by the Blazers in the previous inning, and it's gut check time for the Devils.
Ethan Wood still on the mound. First pitch swinging. Fly ball right field is caught. We're back at the top of the order for the Devils.
Yeah, that's not something you want to do if you're the Devils. You just gave up 3 runs. You don't want to be first pitch swinging. I know you're at the top of the order, but you want to let that pitcher work a little bit, make him think about it on the mound. You already gave them the momentum by giving up 3 runs. You don't want to be first pitch swinging there.
That'll bring up the new pitcher, Rhodes.
If you're the Devils, work the count a little bit, but if it's right down the middle, obviously you're swinging. But anything not in your wheelhouse, you got to take. You know, get some good at bats, possibly get a run in this inning.
Rhodes is 0 for 3. First pitch outside. Ground ball to short in the first, struck out in the second, and reached and scored a run in the fourth. Bottom of the sixth. Takes ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
2-0 the count. I'm expecting something on the inner part, probably a fastball.
Ground ball, third base. Up with it. Carlos Aguayo over to first for the out. Quickly 2 away. That'll bring up Tony LePage. LePage 1 for 3, a couple of RBIs tonight. First pitch swinging. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on. Breaking ball by Woods. 0-2 count on LePage.
Got to protect the plate in this situation. Like I said, Woods is a bit deceptive with his delivery.
Changeup in the dirt. Ball 1.
A little bit of a junker baller. Not meant as any negativity there, but it seems to throw a lot of off-speed using smoke and mirrors. Really effective here.
Good fastball taken by LePage just outside. Wayne Webb, the home plate umpire, calls it. Evens the count, 2-2.
You know, I'm always telling my boys it's not about how hard you throw it, it's about where you're able to put it.
Breaking ball line down the left field line and foul onto the berm.
Yeah, so he's way out in front of that breaking ball. If he, again, you said you like throwing your changeups. You spot a changeup low and away here. It'd be a tough pitch for LePage to handle.
Fastball ground left side and through into left field. LePage will reach first base.
He came back with a fastball inside. You just dropped the barrel on it.
That'll bring up Blake Eisenberg. Blake 1 for 3. Drove in 1. Ball in the dirt, ball 1.
That one bounced in front of the plate. Had a hard time. Had no chance to block that one.
All the way to the backstop, and LePage will go into second base. 8-4, Devils lead over the Blazers. Taken down and away, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Woods was cruising the first part of this inning.
Yeah, it seemed like he lost a little bit of his control here. The Devils batters can remain patient.
Eisenberg smokes one down the left side, but foul.
Like I was saying before he smoked that one, if they can remain patient, Woods may end up working himself into a difficult situation here. But he's not a pitcher because he throws balls. He's a pitcher because he throws strikes, so mixes his speeds up like he's known to do. He can wiggle his way out of this situation.
Taken. Good pitch on the outside corner at the knees for strike 2. Evens the count, 2-2, runner at second, 2 outs.
3 most important things for a pitcher: location, location, location.
Breaking ball lined into left field. That's going to get down. LePage with a good jump is going to score easily for the Devils.
That was actually a good piece of hitting by
Blake Eisenberg.
It was a curveball. Just stuck his bat out there, flipped it out to left center. Or actually left, not left center.
After 2 quick outs and a very hard hit ground ball that the third baseman just couldn't come up with, the Devils have now scored a run. First pitch taken up, ball 1. Woods has got to pick up his team right now, get out of this inning. Taken low, ball 2. 2-0 count.
Nobody's warming up in the bullpen, so this inning's his.
Line to the right field. It's going to beat the right fielder over his head. Eisenberg on his horse. It's all the way to the wall. They're sending Eisenberg. He's going to score from first. The ball goes into third base. Musgrove is going to hold up. I'm sorry.
It's Lieberman holding up.
Lieberman holds up at second with a double, scoring the second Devils run of the inning. And that'll bring up Robert Musgrove. Doubled his first at bat, 1 for 3 on the night. Woods sets, checks the runner at second. Jammed him, pop fly right side and out of play.
I wouldn't sleep on Bobby here. He hit that moonshot to left center. Struck out looking a second at bat, but his third at bat was that line out to left center that never got 15 feet above the ground. He seems to be starting to dialing it in here.
Taken down and away, ball 1. 1-1. Breaking ball lined into left field, but foul up on the berm. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Runner at second. Wood steps off the rubber. Now he's got the sign he wants. Up and in fastball. Evens the count, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners in for the Devils in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Even though he was just ahead 1-2, now he's tied count 2-2. I still wouldn't give Bobby anything close to hit. He's still got a waste me pitch and an open base here. Brian Morrell coming up by him. He's no slouch. I'd still.
Breaking ball inside. Full count.
That's what he's thinking there. Now he's got to come back with a fastball. At least you want to give your defense a chance to make a play.
Woods checks the runner. Fastball fouled into the netting. Still a full count. The pitch, fly ball right field. The right fielder is under it, and he'll have it to end the inning. Devils do score 2, extend their lead to 10-4 after 6. Schaumburg Boomer Stadium, Wintrust Field, Sunday Night Baseball, Midwest Suburban League.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium, Wintrust Field, Midwest Suburban League Sunday Night Baseball. Season opener for the Blazers. Devils game 2 of their season. Devils winning the first game. 1-0 record, trying to extend it 2-0. Rhodes still on the mound for the Devils. They do have somebody in the bullpen warming up, and if I can figure out who it is, I'll let you know.
You know, it's been a fairly clean game considering it's the second game of the year for the Devils and the season opener for the Blazers. Stuck indoors all winter.
That, and we have a very generous scorekeeper.
Hey.
The wind and the pitch. Strike one take.
We're scoring Little League Baseball here.
Anthony Alvarez, is that who's at bat? Matt Kennedy. Matt Kennedy is at bat. Breaking ball taken. Strike 2. 0-2 count. Rhodes the delivery. Hits him on an 0-2 count.
That's the worst feeling as a pitcher. You get ahead 0-2, you try to spin off a slider, curveball, or just any kind of breaking pitch, and you hit him.
Your team just gave you 2 more runs to extend the lead, and you hit the first batter
on an 0-2
and
count.
put him on a 0-2 count, exactly. Taken inside, ball 1. Gray is the batter. Fouled into the netting, evens the count, 1-1.
Yep. He's got a very, very wide stance for most hitters compared to what you see in this league. And with that wide stance with his right foot, he's leaving it exposed, and that's why he's wearing that shin guard there, would be my guess.
Breaking ball in there, 1-2. Breaking ball, ground right side. LePage is up with it. Only play is to first. It was not hard to hit. It'll move the runner to second.
Fielder's choice.
First out of the inning. Coming up on the 7th inning stretch. You're going to sing it for us, right?
You're not looking at me over here, partner, are you?
I'm looking at you.
If I could sing, I wouldn't be here.
Down and in, ball 1.
I wonder if we can pull up any old footage of Harry Carey singing a live video, or the 7th inning stretch.
We probably should have thought of that before the first out in the 7th inning, if we're going to do something like that.
If my kids were here, they'd love to sing it. They'd ham it up.
Hard ground ball left side, and that's through into left field. 1 run is going to score. Gray cruises into, no, that's not Gray. D'Angelo cruises into second base with a double. Changing places out there. Cuts the lead to 10-5 in favor of the Devils. Back to the top of the order. First pitch taken for a strike. Griffin, the leadoff hitter. Spotted up on the corner at the knees. Strike 2. Oh, 2 count on Griffin. Runner at second. 1 out. 10-5 Devils lead over the Blazers. Top of the 7th inning. Breaking ball taken. And that's called high for ball 2. Or ball 1, excuse me. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ball gets away from the bullpen.
There's a big gap on the left and right side of the infield. Both the second baseman and the shortstop are pinching up the middle. If I was playing first base, I'd probably play a little bit deeper and a little bit more to my right. I guess he's trying to guard the line. I'm not exactly sure what he's thinking here.
The wind of the pitch. High chopper left side. Nobody can come up with it. It's going to be a base hit. Runner moves to third. First and third with 1 out.
He couldn't have thrown it in a better spot. I think this is another batter being added down to the bottom. Number 21.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. 21, Wes Peterson. Fouled right at the plate. 0-2 count. Runners at first and third with 1 out. Top of the 7th inning.
I wouldn't give him anything over the plate. Don't know enough about him if he can handle the inside pitch or just something on the outside half. Caught him looking.
Caught him looking.
That was a no doubt hook right there.
Now Griffin will be at the plate, top of the lineup.
You know, that pitch is probably one of the harder pitches to hit with the lake break. You know that it's a slider, and it's just you don't see it breaking. You know, the old-fashioned Uncle Charlie's, the big breakers, they're coming and you see it and you can track it. Those with the late life on it.
First pitch taken for a strike, 0-1.
That pitch just froze that batter.
Breaking ball down and in. Evens the count, 1-1.
Griffin's 2 for 3 tonight.
On the outside corner, taken for a strike.
He didn't like the call on that one.
Well, it changes the count from a 2-1 count to a 1-2 count. First and third with 2 outs. Blazers trying to make a comeback in the top of the 7th inning.
Slider. He hung it.
You got it. And he drilled it into center field. That'll score another one.
Good 2-strike hitting by the batter there, by Griffin.
We'll bring up Carlos Aguayo. Carlos doubled his first time up in the first inning. 1 for 3 tonight. If he gets a hold of one and drives one in the gap, scores the Griffin from first, we're going to cut the lead in half. It's 10-6 right now.
10 runs on deck. Game's a lot closer than
taken
it started
outside,
out.
ball 1. This game is definitely not over by any means.
You can hear a pin drop here on the field.
Driven into left field. Left fielder coming on, and he's going to have it for the final out of the inning. The Blazers do get on the board and cut the lead to 10-6. After 6.5 innings here at Schaumburg Boomer Stadium, Wintrust Field on Sunday Night Baseball with the Midwest Suburban League.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field. Sunday night baseball in the Midwest Suburban League. Bottom of the 7th inning, Devils 10, Blazers 6. Blazers showing life as the Devils continue to go through their bullpen. Be Morel, Rivera, and I think we had a pinch hitter from McCleary earlier on. First pitch taken for a strike, 0-1. Low and away, ball 2, or ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. The wind and the pitch. Taken high, ball 2, 2-1. Line drive into center fielder. Center fielder comes on and he'll make the play for the first out of the inning. Hard hit ball results in an out. This is Jake Korzlowski.
If he gets ahead of Jake in this count as a batter, I wouldn't be surprised to see him use his slider to try to punch him out. Let's see how this develops.
Pop fly out of play on the roof.
Up and in on his hands. Jake obviously liked it, so he swung at it.
The pitch fouled straight into the catcher's mitt, 0-2.
So, standard pitch selection.
Alvarez did move outside and then time was called. Let's see if he moves there again. Great breaking ball, just freezes him for strike 3. Quickly 2 away. This is where the Devils were last inning, and a hard hit ball that the third baseman couldn't come up with ended up plating 2 runs for the Devils. This is where Jordan has to bear down and make sure we get this third out of the inning. 10-6 Devils lead. Bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch swinging, pop fly right side. Under it is the first baseman. He'll have it to end the inning. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on at the end of 7 innings. Devils 10, Blazers 6. Sunday night baseball, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field. Sunday night baseball in the Midwest Suburban League. Another pitching change for the Devils. Tyler McCreary is the pitcher. Looks like Robert Musgrove is behind the plate. Devils 10, Blazers 6. First game of the year for the Blazers. Second game of the year for the Devils.
Hard for me to tell from standing up here in the stands, but it looks like McCreary is a hard thrower.
Well, Joe Kennedy and Andrew Tao and Steve Kennedy up for the Blazers this inning. First pitch swinging, driven deep into center field. Center fielder back on it. He can't come up with it. Kennedy rounding first into second base easily with a standout double on the first pitch. And the Blazers are back at it again.
That's a nice how do you do for McCreary. First pitch.
That'll bring up the starting pitcher for the Blazers, Andrew Tao. Threw a decent game, kept the Blazers in it before handing it off to the bullpen. A new battery going over signals.
This brief break is brought to you by Clubhouse Athletics. Clubhouse Athletics is located at 5655 West Belmont Avenue. You can check them out on Facebook by searching Clubhouse Athletics. Now back to the action here. Cleary's worked out his signs with Musgrove. Comes set, delivers the pitch. Fastball low and away, called for a strike.
McCreary, a fast worker, back up on the mound already. He's having trouble seeing the signs, I think. He backs off the rubber.
I've pitched at this park a couple times with the lights. The shadows can be tough.
Breaking ball. Taken high, call.
Had him flinching. So when the pitcher's having trouble seeing the signs, you said you were a catcher. What would you do to help him?
It just kind of depended on the pitcher. Sometimes we just go to glove position. Swing and a miss. Gets away from him, and the runner's going to make it to third.
What I always liked as a pitcher is if I can't see the sign, the catcher, touches his chest protector, knees, face mask, giving the signs that way.
Sometimes I was a lot more subtle where if it was just a fastball, curveball guy, swing and a miss, strike three, first out of the inning.
You see, he struck him out, but it was not the pitch that McCreary wanted to throw. He was tapping his chest saying it was my fault, bad spot, but it worked. Struck out swinging. Anyway, you were saying you do things more subtle.
It depends on the pitcher.
Yeah.
So if the pitcher is just a fastball breaking ball guy, sometimes I just where I put my glove, whether it's on the knee or on the shin guard, Musgrove blocks that ball in the dirt, saves a run. We're going to have a break or a mound visit here. Yeah, so as I was talking about the signs, sometimes I would still give signs with my fingers, but just where I put the glove, whether it be on top of the knee or under the knee, right, for fastball on top and breaking ball underneath, and disregard what my fingers are doing because you can't see them anyway.
Right.
Just to, if it's...
You're deacon any runner that may be on second base.
Yeah. It works well enough for this league. Especially most guys don't have more than one pitch that they can throw for a strike. They're lucky if they can throw a second pitch for a strike at times. So
I know the older that I got, I became more effective in some ways in throwing strikes, but the stuff that I have wasn't as sharp. So you become crafty.
Exactly.
But I was telling my boys the other day is having confidence in what you're throwing is more effective than having
in the dirt,
great
swing and a miss
stuff as a pitcher. If you're confident you can hit your spots, it can be the wrong pitch in the right spot and still be just as effective, which we've seen a couple times here tonight.
It's a 1-2 count on Kennedy. Runner at third.
One out.
One out.
Good spot.
Taken up. Ball 2. Evens the count. 2-2. Good breaking ball. Musgrove drops it. Throw it to first to get him. The runner will hold it third. No harm, no foul.
McCreary's stuff must be effective. He struck out the last two guys, both of them.
That breaking ball is really deceptive, and it's really sharp and late.
Right. So
they'll bring up Ethan Woods.
Joe Kennedy, who's on third, was first pitch swinging, first pitch that McCreary threw. Maybe this is the approach these guys want to start taking. McCreary's going to be aggressive, try to get ahead, just swing first pitch fastball. Don't even let him get a chance to throw it in a curveball.
Still having trouble getting on the same page, McCreary and Musgrove. They're going to touch signals, it looks like, right now. Fastball taken for a strike.
That's not a pitch you want to swing at as a hitter anyway.
No.
That's a pitcher's pitch. That's
down in the dirt. Evens the count, 1-1.
I think this is Woods.
It is Woods, Ethan Woods. Here comes a fastball. Taken outside, 2-1.
Are you guessing that it was a fastball? Or
no, I got it. I can see the signals from here. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2.
Well, regardless of the signals, I'm sticking with the fastball in this count right here.
Now, Ethan can handle a fastball.
That's okay. Best on best.
And that's a breaking ball he's coming with.
Yeah.
It was called strike 3. He doesn't get the tag, but he flips it to first to end the inning.
Struck out the side.
He did strike out the side. Blazers don't get anything. 10-6 after 7.5. Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field. Sunday Night Baseball, Midwest Suburban League.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Welcome back, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium. Sunday night baseball in the Midwest Suburban League. Blazers at the Devils. 10-6 Devils lead, bottom of the 8th inning.
Now, we had a conversation in between innings about, working fast versus working slow, seeing signs, not seeing the signs. Just wanted to throw out there, for me as a pitcher, I always like trying to work fast. I wanted my defense to be out on the field as little as possible, keep my offense out on the field. However, there are times here, fastball for a strike, that you do want to break things up and slow things down. But on a cold night like tonight, I think you just want to get in and get out.
The man with no name up at the plate. Swing at a ball in the dirt. It's a good thing he doesn't have a name at this point.
Calling the man in black.
0-2. Something like that.
Or Voldemort.
I was thinking Clint Eastwood, the man with no name.
There you go.
You guys are going all geek on me. Breaking ball taken, strike 3. Great pitch by Johan.
It reminds me, when you mentioned Clint Eastwood, I think of Westerns, and I think it was Little Big League. We're going to quote Little Big League here, but a horse rode in on Wednesday, or the cowboy rode into town on Wednesday. I already butchered it. Never mind. Yeah, but it goes something like the cowboy rode into town on Wednesday, stayed 3 days, and left on Wednesday. How is that possible? The horse's name was Wednesday. Ba-dum-bum. I've seen...
Ball taken up and away, ball 1. We'll get back to the baseball game eventually. Kyle Bumpus at the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Evens the count, 1-1. Johan the wind and the delivery all the way to the backstop.
If you're
2-1.
When you're a fan and you're watching the games and you lose track of the ball just for a split second and then you pick it up again, that's signs or indications that the ball has some really good run to it. It's biting in the air and
taken just outside. 3 balls and 1 strike.
That looked like a get me over slider there.
Johan, glove in front of his face. The wind and the delivery. Pop fly right side. Right center fielder. Right center field. Center fielder under it, and he'll have it for the out. Second out of the inning. 2 outs, nobody on.
It's the leadoff batter.
Robert Rashid.
Wood bat swinging. Leadoff man. Hit one off the wall, one of those at bats.
Breaking ball down. Ball one. For the Devils, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for him to make the last out and have the middle of the order coming up just in case in the bottom of the ninth. Breaking ball in the dirt, ball two. That's where you could have, if you had an extra guy, you can actually add a guy to the bottom of the order until you make an out. Start the bottom of the ninth inning at the top of the order. All these strange Midwest Suburban League rules.
You need a master's degree in baseball just to...
I have a master's degree in baseball. And 2 championship rings to prove it. 3-0.
There you go.
Had nothing to do with the pitching staff I had. It was all the managerial decisions that I made.
You're playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers?
Something like that. Nothing like putting 3 aces on the mound in a 3-game series and trying to win 2 out of 3.
It makes managing very easy.
That was very difficult, trust me. Took all my brain power. 3-0 pitch taken, ball 4.
Now, I manage a 13U baseball team, and I help with an 11U. And knowing what I try to balance playing time and everything else with those kids, I don't envy trying to do something like that in a men's league. I think the younger kids are a little bit more understanding and willing to share playing time and stuff like that. When you get to a men's league, it's a whole, I would imagine, a whole different ball game.
You try and keep the numbers on the team low enough where you can get guys playing time without having like 19 guys at a game all at the same time. And that was the toughest part. That you had to have enough money. You had to charge enough money to pay for the fees and have enough bodies to show up to games. But not too many bodies to show up to games. And not, you had to have enough money to pay the umpires. So it was kind of a balancing act all the time. 3 balls and no strikes. And then, what would happen is inevitably is 1 or 2 or 3 guys wouldn't pay. So running a team, 3-0 count, pumps a strike in there. As you're running a team, trying to do it that way, instead of paying $300 to play for the season, you're paying like $1,100 to pay for,
3 guys not.
Another 2.5 guys that haven't given you money yet.
Yeah. And then if one of them gets hurt, or there's injuries.
And that's ball 4.
Now's not the time to start getting wild. Getting late, we're running up on a time limit here.
Ethan Woods out to the mound to talk to Johan.
This pitching break is brought to you by Clubhouse Athletics, located at 5655 West Belmont Avenue in Chicago. Clubhouse Athletics, for all your baseball and softball training lessons. Check them out on Facebook by searching Clubhouse Athletics.
Johan set at the belt, looks the runner at second. And comes to the plate. LePage, ground ball to third base. 3-hopper up with it over to first to end the inning. No runs by the Devils. That'll bring us to the top of the 9th inning on Sunday Night Baseball, Schaumburg Boomer Stadium, Wintrust Field in the Midwest Suburban League.
My name is Maureen Lonergan, and I'm the Science Department Chair at St. Ignatius College Prep. The Science Department at St. Ignatius is a group of 17 science teachers who teach a range of subjects from physics to biology. What we offer for our students is hands-on learning. So instead of having a model of education where we tell them the world works like this, do this lab and see it. We have them run an experiment and figure out how the world must work that explains what they saw. In addition to your experiences in the classroom, students here have the incredible opportunity to be a part of extracurriculars that are science-based. We have a really popular Girls in STEM organization, G-STEM. They bring speakers here and they hear about women doing great things in science. We also have a robotics program. We also have a science Olympiad team, a medical club, an outdoor ecology club. So your students can be involved in science, not just in our classrooms, but they can be led and brought out into our city and country with these great educators.
Welcome back. Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field, Midwest Suburban League Baseball, Sunday night. We have reached the ninth inning. Top of the ninth inning. Devils 10, Blazers 6. Devils the home team.
Blazers down to the last 3 outs here. They need base runners.
McCreary still on the mound. First pitch outside, ball 1. If you're running a team, are you a take a strike in this situation?
Yeah.
I am too. I like taking strikes.
For that reason right there.
Ground ball to shortstop, up with it. Over to first, he can't come up with it. Ball was in the dirt. Musgrove hustling from behind the plate. Will get to the ball, but runner moves all the way to second base on the air. That's Rhodes back at short. He threw that one into the dirt and up the right field line a bit, and I don't know who was at first base, but he couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, for me as a coach manager, I always want to apply pressure, whether I'm offense trying to apply pressure to the defense by making them move, or if I'm on defense, I'm trying to make the offense execute. And so in this situation, even though we have a runner on second, I'm still taking a strike.
I agree. The tying run is in the dugout right now. First pitch down and away, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball taken. Strike 1. 1-1. Musgrove going through a bevy of signs. Breaking ball taken on the outside corner. 1-2.
The Devils must not be expecting Lieberman to pull the ball here. Shortstop's holding the runner on second. Now coming and getting. And there you go.
Down the right field line. That's in there for a double. Runner will score from second. Anthony Alvarez scoots into second. Trading places, getting 1 run closer. 10-7 Devils lead. Still nobody out. Top of the ninth inning. McCreary trying to close this out. Not a save situation. But at this point, you feel like he's your closer and he's got to get the job done. First pitch taken for a strike. 0-1.
And I don't know if he throws a cutter, but that looked like a cutter to me.
In the dirt, evens the count. 1-1.
Again, the shortstop still holding the runner close. Trying. Anyway.
Breaking ball fouled.
Now, did you
back
guys,
to the screen.
You guys ever run a play called Daylight? Where
Sure.
the shortstop, without using any kind of verbal command, just a nonverbal signal cue to the pitcher to throw over to second?
Yeah, absolutely.
If the Devils have something like that, they could probably get the guy on second right now. They maybe just focus on getting outs, but
that would be the worst base running move ever, being down by 3.
And then getting picked off second. Yeah.
Swing and a miss, the ball in the dirt. Musgrove scoops it up, throws it to first. First out of the inning. That'll bring up Ronnie Gray, bottom of the order for the Blazers. The number 10 hitter, I believe.
Yes. Runner's going.
Ball goes all the way to the backstop. Runner, hard turn around third base as he was moving with the pitch. Alvarez will stay at third. No reason to try and score on that play right there when you need 2 more runs afterwards.
Yeah, it looks
you
like
get thrown out at the plate. Scoring trying to score the 8th run when you're down 3 is not an ideal situation.
I wouldn't call that cerebral baseball.
Not exactly.
Bold move, Cotton. Bold move.
But we're here, 1-0 count, 1 out, top of the 9th inning. Devils clinging to a 10-7 lead. Runner at third base. Ground ball left side. That's going to score the run. Shortstop up with it over to first, and he's out. It'll be the second out of the inning.
It's almost a rally killer there because now you got nobody on base.
Blazers do score a run. 10-8 is the score.
They cut that 4-run lead down to 2, but now they got nobody on base and they're down to their final out.
Chris D'Angelo, is that who we have at the plate?
Yes, Chris D'Angelo, number 18.
Takes first pitch ball, 1-0.
1 for 3 on the night. This is the young man with that smaller stance but high leg kick.
Taken outside, 2-0.
We have Joe Stanton on
deck. Pop fly left side.
That should do it here.
Third baseman under it. He'll come up with the ball, and that'll end the ball game. First Sunday night broadcast of the year. Devils win 10-8 over the Blazers. Thanks for joining us at Wintrust Field at Schaumburg Boomer Stadium on Sunday Night Baseball, Midwest Suburban League.
And one final thanks to our sponsors tonight, the Clubhouse Athletics, PickYourTicket.com, Community Financial Service Centers, and All Auto Body Incorporated. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.
If you take comfort foods, rearrange and change all the letters, you get grilled cheese sandwich, which is why we're here in Belmont at Cheesy's. Yeah, I know that's cheesy. That's why we're here.
I love grilled cheese. I'm lactose intolerant, but that still doesn't stop me. Cheese, an essential part of my life, especially grilled cheese.
Cheesy's itself was grown on a simple concept where it was supposed to be warm, comfortable, where everyone and anyone felt welcome at any time.
Everyone's always really nice. Sometimes I feel awkward at other places, not here though. I love being able to color on the tables when I come in here.
We open every day at 11, close at about 3 a.m. On the weekends, we're open till 5 a.m. On Sundays, we do Sammys and Jammies. It's $20. All they can drink, mimosas, Bloody Marys, domestic drafts, as well as grilled cheese sandwich.
I sleep in just my briefs, so if you see me here on a Sunday, do not have me committed or arrested.
We've got a $4 bar, all beers, all shots, all drinks, glasses of wine, all day, every day.
What is it about Cheesy's that makes you Chicago's best?
Honestly, I grew up very picky, so if I like it, pretty much 99% of America will like it.
I think this is the best grilled cheese sandwich I've ever had in my life.
All I did was take some of my favorite foods, throw them in between 2 slices of bread. Of course, we have the regular original grilled cheese sandwich, but in addition to that, we've got a grilled cheese sandwich called the Frenchie, where we put steak cut french fries on it, American cheese, mozzarella. What's that?
No tongue.
No tongue?
Yeah, there's a Frenchie.
Steak and cheese make it taste like a giant cheesy baked potato.
Awesome.
We've got the tenderizer, which has become our most popular sandwich. And then my favorite is the popper. Cream cheese, cheddar cheese sauce, bacon, jalapenos on sourdough, dip it in chipotle mayo.
But before we can get into one of those crazy concoctions, we're going back to the basics. With an original.
The original starts off with Texas toast, cheddar cheese over here, Merc. If you want to just spread a little love. And then we got our good old American cheese over here.
I like this. This is like wallpapering.
Or playing Tetris, you know. Then we throw it up in the salamander for a couple minutes.
Okay.
And we'll get that over to the flat top grill.
It's like pulling up a warm blanket.
Sitting at the table with grandma.
Sitting down with a loved one. But I'm here for my tenderizer, which gets going with Texas toast, mozzarella, and cheddar cheese before hitting the salamander. Once toasted up, we lay on the tenders, drench them in hot and barbecue sauce, then pile on the bacon. Cover it up.
And we'll take it over to the flat top.
So we got your popper.
Yes.
And I've got my tenderizer.
It's supposed to be where the cheese is always melted and the bread is never burned.
Oh man.
That's my favorite.
That's how you stave off winter. Forget your socks, forget your jackets, your gloves. Wrap yourself in one of these. Can you do a human-sized version of this?
We actually have an 8-pound grilled cheese sandwich.
Which is not just the grilled cheese, it's a fun atmosphere. That's why Molly and Deanna and others told us we should come here.
Thank you
And
very
I'm
much.
staying here. I'm staying here till Molly and Deanna come because they owe me a drink.
Welcome back to Schaumburg Boomers Field at Schaumburg Boomer Stadium at Wintrust Field. With me is the manager of the Chicago Devils, Eric Page.
Hey, Jer, how are you?
Outstanding. Great win tonight. A little hairy there towards the end of the game.
You know, I had the utmost confidence in my guys. They, we have a deep pitching staff, and that's one thing that is really, really special about our squad. And if Tyler had gotten a little more of a pickle, I had somebody to back him up. And that's, these guys know how to do that, and that's cool.
You guys had a very deep lineup tonight, having guys like Musgrove batting in the 6th spot, I believe it was. Talk about your lineup for a few minutes.
Well, the biggest issue we've had in the previous few years was the leadoff spot. We had a crossover player up there, but he's on his main team now. Beyond that, 2 through 5 in the lineup have been pretty consistent for a number of years. And, adding Musgrove and Morrell and Bumpus and Kozlowski and all those guys into that mix makes it even better.
22-game season, Devils off to a 2-0 start. What's your prospects for the rest of the season? What's the goal?
I hate to be too cliche, but we have to take it one game at a time because that's all you can do. And I think we, again, have the depth to go deep into the playoffs, if not, go out for a ring. At minimum, we're just going to go out there and try to win as many games as possible, keep everybody healthy, and be ready for that playoff season.
Well, that's been Eric Page from the Chicago Devils. Congratulations on the 2-0 start. We'll see you down the road.
Thanks, Chair. Appreciate it very much.